Okay, good evening. Salam alaikum. Today's session around the VMware Horizon or Microsoft Azure. It's a common topic now. Everyone is looking for cloud solution due to the lack of maybe hardware supply or laptops. So VDI became like a trend, and definitely the on-prem solution wasn't fast enough to fulfill the need of most of the customer looking for such a solution. So they start looking for fulfilling the required capacity from cloud provider. And today's session, we will focus on Microsoft Azure and how VMware Horizon work on, with Microsoft Azure Cloud. So let us briefly talk about the evolution of the end user computing. And when we say AUC here, it doesn't mean VMware AUC product. It's a concept in general. So it used to be PCs, devices owned by the user. He used it to connect to application in the data center. And with time, it became like a VDI environment on-prem and now mostly on cloud. And as we see, most of the companies now adopt a strategy called cloud first, which means as long as I can get the services from cloud, let me go to the cloud. If not, I will consider the on-prem. And this gives the capability for the customer or the end user to be able to access either the VDI image, a virtual desktop, or an application, a traditional legacy app or a SaaS app from any device. It could be tablet, it could be laptop, it could be even wearable or smart glasses. And as we see, a lot of variety of devices came with a lot of different OSs, different applications from Android-based to iOS-based to Windows-based, etc. So managing all of this became very challenging. That's why going to cloud, it give an ease of management to the administrators to be able to manage all of this. If we look to today end user spectrum, we'll find the three main pillars. One is the unified endpoint management, and we talk about VMware Workspace ONE last week and what is the capabilities there from mobile device management, application management, email management, bring your own device or delivering application to corporate owned device, all this kind of functionality. And the trend now is, or the second pillar is the employee experience itself. How can I give an ease of use features like the App Store to the hand of the employees, rather than spending a lot of time to have an app installed on his device. It could be like single click as he is doing today in the App Store in his phone. But the focus for us today is desktop visualizations and how can we deliver this. Traditionally, we used to deliver it on-prem. This is a VMware Horizon solution, which means you will deploy everything in your data center. The hardware, you will own the hardware as a customer installed in your data center. You will install the hypervisor or the SDLC layer. You will install the Horizon infrastructure layer, and you will install and create the desktop and app on top of this. But customer now is looking for a cloud to be able to have a faster go-to-market, a faster way of creating the application and the desktop. So you can have VMware Horizon, but on VMware Cloud on AWS or on VMware Cloud on IBM or in VMware or in Microsoft Azure, or even could be a local partner wherever you are. We have a 4,000 plus partners specialized in delivering VMware cloud services. The idea is to have a hybridity, because today, even for desktop, hybridity became booming. So you cannot move all your application all of the sudden to the cloud. You will need to maintain this kind of mix. It's a very, very tough if you have a legacy Windows app to move it, because it needs a planning, it needs a migration, it needs time. So you cannot imagine how much time a companies can spend to migrate just single application. Roughly estimate we had a customer who need to migrate 200 application and the math shows 17 years to be able to migrate all of this application. So that's why customers preferring the hybridity story today. When we did a survey, majority of our customers say, we must have this hybridity. We cannot overnight move and shift all our application and desktop to the cloud. We will keep this mix. We will keep the old legacy app as it is today in our local data center, and maybe we go for a modern app on Azure, AWS, IBM Cloud, etc. But it would be nice if we have a common control plane on top of all of this. And this is exactly what is VMware trying to do. And why customers today is taking care of desktops and give it all these priorities, because again, they figure out high availability and business continuity doesn't mean the application in the data center itself. If your Oracle database, or if your SAP, or if your SQL database highly available in the data center, but there is no accessibility or way for the end user to access those applications, it's useless. So we have also to give the same level of availability, the same level of SLA to our desktop. So majority of our customers go for a virtual desktop solutions using the hybrid cloud from VMware, either to have a DR solution for the desktop. So I will keep my desktop on my data center, but I want to have a sort of DR on Microsoft Azure. Or maybe due to merger and acquisition, as we see today in the market, a lot of companies are being merged or a company acquired another company. So unifying the platform for those two companies is very hard. So cloud became like a media of helping this kind of conversion to be faster and easier. Or maybe I want to go for an consume application from cloud, Microsoft Office 365, Salesforce, Google Apps. So all this kind of application. Or maybe my company already adopted a strategy or policy where we go to cloud whenever we need a capacity. Or actually, maybe it's the only choice as it happened now. So a lot of my customers, they couldn't find hardware. Globally, there is an issue with the supply chain. So for them, cloud is like the only choice for the time being. So for us, as a VMware, this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to create a layer, which is in this diagram, Horizon Service Control Plane, to be on top of all these cloud providers. So Mr. Customer, you can either keep your Horizon infrastructure on your data center, on your premises, or you can have it on VMC on AWS, VMware Cloud on AWS, or you can have it on Microsoft Azure, or you can have it on a local partner. But the good news is, irrespective, it's scattered around different locations, different data centers across the globe. You will manage it from a central location called Horizon Service Control Plane. And from this Horizon Service Control Plane, you can do universal brokering. So you can say, I want to broker those users to access a desktop on-prem, or maybe on Azure, or maybe some other user in AWS. And you will have an image management leveraging our app volume technology, where you can package and deliver apps to any desktops anywhere. Or you can have monitoring to the sessions. You can have an image management to the template and app management using app volume, and full monitoring capability to the sessions, the applications, the processes, capacity consumed, the performance, everything. And to be able to provide a complete life cycle management from installation, update, upgrade, batching, etc. All of this capability. So this is simply what is VMware Horizon Service Control doing. Think about it, what Horizon Connection Server doing today in your data center. Think about this is now being consumed as a cloud services, and the hardware not in your data center, it's any cloud provider. So simply, this is how the platform is constructed. The hardware will be Microsoft Azure Cloud, so you don't need to have a dedicated hardware. Traditionally used to procure server storage network to build the infrastructure. Now you can consume it in no time from Microsoft Azure. The software-defined data center layers, the hypervisor, the vSphere, vSAN, NSX, this also will be pre-configured, pre-deployed for you. And even the desktop virtualization infrastructure, the universal access gateway, the connection server, etc., all of this component will be configured, installed for you. Only you as a customer need to take care of creating your virtual desktop, deploying your application or delivering your application, managing the user, entitling the user, and that's it. This is the only layer where you have to take care of. If we want to compare the different offering in the market today, you will see mainly we have 4 offerings. This is what we are talking about today: Microsoft Azure, and we have VMC on AWS, and we have the local installation, and we have, as we said, partner installation. If you look to the extreme one, on-prem, so everything is managed by you as a customer. So from hardware to SDDC to Horizon infrastructure to desktop and applications, so all of this managed by the customer himself. If we go to the other extreme, which is a partner solutions, managed service, so everything is managed by the partner. So you don't need to worry about anything. The partner can take care of the hardware, the hypervisor, the desktop infrastructure layer, and even the desktop and the operating system patching, upgrading for you. You just need to give access to your user. Microsoft Azure, there is a split. So the hardware and the SDDC layer will be managed by Microsoft. The Horizon infrastructure layer will be managed by VMware. You as a customer will only manage your desktop images and applications, which you need to deliver to this desktop. And of course, the entitlement for your user based on your Active Directory, either local Active Directory or Azure Active Directory. So this is how the split is going between Microsoft, VMware, and the customer. So how the solution in a high level, and we will see demo right now. So basically, here will be the Microsoft data center, the Azure data center. You don't need to worry about what is inside it, because this is the idea from cloud. The complexity shouldn't be visible to you. You simply go to access from the Horizon client on any machine, laptop, or PC, or Mac OS, iOS, any Linux even. And through this, you will interact with VMware Horizon Cloud Control Plane, which is managed by VMware. And in the back end, it will communicate or peer with Azure subscription, your Azure subscription as a customer. And then you will start creating your desktop, Windows 7, Windows 10, etc. So from your perspective as an end user, you simply see those desktop so you can consume it. From an administration point of view, he can go and configure and manage and check the performance monitoring, etc. And that's it. There is no need to manage anything regarding the hardware. This is Microsoft is taking care of. You don't need to manage anything regarding the Horizon layer. This is what is VMware is actually taking care of. So all what you need to take care of is this layer, which is your actual virtual desktop or the application. So far is good. So we'll see a very short demo. This is a recorded one, but from a live environment. This is a real setup for a lab we had. So let me just explain to you how the setup is gone, so you can get an idea how it is easy and fast. And actually, this is all steps you need to do, and nothing more than this. So as we said, first you will log into VMware Horizon Cloud. You will put user and password. Then you will be logged in as an administrator, and then you will say, you know what, I want to add capacity. So this capacity you can choose Azure description. So this location, so you will choose STUS availability zone, and that's it. Automatically, Horizon Cloud will push a Horizon Cloud services called Horizon Node, and it will pair automatically with the Azure subscription, and that's it. So from the control plane, now you can say, I want to import desktop, either offline, something you have it prepared from before, or maybe you can get it from Microsoft Marketplace itself. So if you say, you know what, and I want to go select it from Microsoft Marketplace, so it will give you a list of the available OSs. So if you drop down here on the OS, it will show you there is Windows 10, there is Windows Server 2012 R2, there is 2016. So you choose the image you want to deploy, and definitely the domain, and that's it. This is all what you need to do. After choosing the image, you can say, now I want to create what? Dedicated desktop VDI or floating. And even you can choose the size. I want a standard size, I want to advance, I want to enterprise. So according to the application you are planning to deploy in this, and the number of desktop, what is the minimum, what is the maximum, and maybe some parameter regarding the power management, because this is the beauty of cloud. You can say I want to optimize for performance, so it will all be always on, or you can say I want to optimize for power consumption. So if it is not used, system automatically will shut it down, so you don't pay for the resource. That's it, it's all configured. Now you need to give an access to user. So you will go for one of the user, Peter Parker. You will say, I want to give him access to this Windows 10 floating desktop we just created. Now I will log off as an admin and log in as a Peter Parker, and I will sign in. So I will see my catalog. This is my authorized app. And this is the floating Windows 10 had been assigned to my profile. If I click on this Windows 10 floating, it will take me to the credential. I will put my Active Directory user and password, and that's it. This is a complete Windows 10 VDI already provisioned on Microsoft Azure subscription I had. I can run all my application like Skype, Outlook, Office, do whatever you want, and without any problem. If I back again to my interface as an admin, so as an administrator, I can see now who is logged in, from which device. I can monitor the performance, running processes, running application. I can troubleshoot if there is an issue, if there is any capacity concern, I can add extra capacity. So I can have a full visibility from the dashboard from Horizon Cloud to see if there is any problem, need troubleshooting, if there is any capacity, what is the current utilization, etc. So that's it, and this is exactly all what you need to do to set up the environment. In a few minutes, you can have a full environment created. So this is the steps again, one by one, just to acquire what we saw in the video. So you have your license, VMware Horizon license, and you have your Azure capacity. This is sort of your server now. You configure the subscription, you do the peering as we saw in the demo, where you can peer between the Horizon Cloud Services and your Azure subscription, configure the Active Directory, then it deploy your node, the Horizon Cloud Services node, it does the integration with the identity or single sign-on if you want to use single sign-on. Then you can create image or use image from the marketplace and entitle your user, and that's it. And everything is managed from Horizon Cloud Admin Console. So what is the benefit? And in a very quick way, so for the IT people, it goes without saying, you do nothing. You don't need to worry about patching, you don't need to worry about the deployment, you don't need to worry about the disaster recovery, because everything is secured in Microsoft Azure, easy to deploy in a few clicks, and even batching and managing of the whole infrastructure from SDLC to Horizon is managed by Microsoft and VMware. For the end user, it's amazing because I can just use any device, log in to the cloud, VMware Horizon Cloud, and I will see my application to the last state I left it. So even if I move between multiple devices, I will be able to complete my work even while I'm switching device. And definitely from the company, they are feeling agile. People is more productive. It's a more secure access, and it's a sort of standardized way of consuming application by end users. So this is just a survey we did. So we found it's really getting the right benefit to any end user or any company. So it's like 4x more productivity, and so the performance is much better, and the company is definitely getting a higher result using a VDI solution. One of the common concern from our customer, what about the licensing? Because Horizon on-premises has a different licensing schema from Horizon in cloud, and now we have Horizon on IBM, Horizon in Azure, Horizon in AWS. So we really did something very simple for you as a customer, where you can procure one license key, which is called Horizon Universal. And this Horizon Universal can work on any one of those cloud provider. You can consume it on-prem on your data center or any one of those cloud providers. And you can get it for either Horizon Universal, sorry, or Horizon app. So you don't need to get a different license key from on-prem to any cloud provider. It's just one license key and it works across all cloud providers. So this is the main idea. Again, just to reiterate, uh, the main concept is to have whatever you have in your data center as a connection server today, as you can consume it as a service from the cloud, which is Horizon Service Control Plane, and all the capability you are using today in your data center from UEM or app volume or monitoring capability. So all of this will be built in the Horizon Service Control Plane, and you can run it or execute it against on-prem deployment using HCI, for example, from Dell EMC, or VMware Cloud on AWS, or a partner solution, or a Microsoft Azure. So the Horizon license gives you entitlement to all the product. As we said, app volume for the application packaging and delivery, cloud monitoring, where you can have a full utilization report, capacity report, troubleshooting, all of these features, and DEM, or dynamic environment management, where you can configure application setting, themes, personalization, and the universal broker, which is the main capability of Horizon Connection Server, where you can do a brokerage to the desktops or the app to any cloud provider. So you can consume it from any available cloud region. So today it's available in 3 regions, in US, in EMEA, in ABG. And also it supports Windows Virtual Desktop. So people used to assume it's either Windows Virtual Desktop or VDI. So actually it could be both. So you can have even WVD from Microsoft, because basically Windows Virtual Desktop, it's a collection of Azure resource coupled by, or on top of it, there is a certain Microsoft license, but you still need the capability of monitoring, hybridity, single sign-on, universal brokerage. So all of these features still in the need. So you can combine actually both. It is not either Windows VDM or VDI. So that's it in summary. The solution have been developed jointly between Microsoft and VMware. As we said, Microsoft will be taking care of all the hardware related aspect, from the data center, rack, power cooling, security, server, etc. And VMware will take care of all software aspect, that's desktop as a service platforms, the patching of the Horizon and the SDDC layer, the support and maintenance. And you as a customer, you simply provide your Active Directory, the operating system license, and the base image and application you want to run on top of Horizon Cloud on Azure. And we will keep, this is like a commitment ongoing between Microsoft and VMware, is to keep innovating and develop a lot of joint solution to our customer. So in summary, this is the main benefit of the solution. So endpoint and remote experience, so you can consume those VDI on Azure from any device, as we said, tablet, PC, iOS, Android. And you can provision either non-persistence or persistence. Even you can have a sophisticated power management option, scheduling. Even you can have a GPU-based application like AutoCAD running on Microsoft Azure using Horizon Cloud. And as we said, all the cloud services from image management, application lifecycle management, DEM, monitoring, etc. It's a part of the solutions, architectures, user environment and application management. So all of these features, you can have it on Horizon Cloud on Microsoft Azure. And this is a couple of very nice resource. And if you want to try it, so we have a try Horizon app virtualization hands online lab. And if you want to have a 45-day trial, this is jointly between Microsoft Azure and VMware. So you can go to www.vmware.com/go/HC Azure trial, and you can subscribe or request the 45-day trial. Or if you want to play with the app volume, also we have a lab for the app volume. one of the new and very powerful area in VMware, if you want to learn more about our Horizon technology, is the techzone.vmware.com. It has a lot of labs, a lot of videos, a lot of material where it will give you extra information about all VMware product in general and the Horizon in a specific. And that's it. And we will take questions because as I said, it was very short, and we just want to show the capability and how you can easily consume and run. So let us see if there is a question.